You're bigger than you know. And it's about time you started walking in the big kid shoes of my emanation touches. What am I emanating? And no matter how grumpy, cranky, frustrated, angry, pissed off, confused, you name it, that you feel you are, consciousness about that state emanates consciousness rather than unrestrained emanation of those other experiences. I'm grumpy and I'm consciously grumpy. Thank you very much. Okay. What about your grumpiness is new? What about your grumpiness is alive today? What about your grumpiness is something that is teaching you something that you didn't know yesterday? Require your grumpiness to reveal something new to you in order to have it be a valid exploration of today. Yeah, that's what we said. Require it. Fine, I get it. I'm grumpy today, but it's going to have something new in its grumpiness, or grumpiness is going to have to give way to something else. Yeah. Practice. It's a new idea a little bit for most of you, but it is still true. All right, the girls want to talk now. Bye. Oh boy. Your mountains aren't big enough. Not to make you feel inadequate, like you have an inadequate planet or anything. Fred's so funny. Fred's Mr. Galactic, so because he's been a lot of places. It's like somebody you know that's traveled a lot, and they're like, oh, no. I don't eat those kinds of tortillas. I only eat the tortillas they make at Machu Picchu, right? Like, Fred's a little snotty like that. Your mountains, we were going to say your planets, your mountains aren't big enough. They're not grand enough for the ideas that we have for you. Fred. Although they had a damn good point, so it's confusing. We want to give them grief about it, but they also had a good point. We have to capitulate to their good point. It's a confusing position to be in. We're emanating confusion, not like something you guys aren't used to. If we could reach inside of you and change one thing right now in this moment, if we could reach inside of you and change one thing, what we would change. Right now, everyone's just freaked out. Y'all need to quit that. We were on a thing and then 40 million different things went just, we're not going to reach inside of you. We can't. But we can look at what we would reach inside of you. And what we would change about you is the thing that Fred brought up, that you think you're small. You think you're inconsequential, and whenever you matter just a little bit, you try to hang on to it because you think it's never going to come again. You think, oh, wow, I got a good grade, or oh, wow, I got a pay raise, or oh, wow, I landed that big client, or oh, wow, I got a thank you letter in the mail, or oh, wow, somebody told me they love me. And you think the perspective you have on that is like what the Visionaries were telling you, is like you look up and you see clouds and then there's a little bright sun somehow, a little beam comes through and you think, oh, in this moment I have it. And then the beam goes away because the cloud moves and you think, oh, it might never come again. And you think that's life. And you think that's all you get. And you think that's what you deserve and that's all you're qualified to inhabit. And then it's just not true. And if we could change one thing about you all, what we would change is that you would know, not suspect, not believe, not hope, but you would know the bigness of you. The vista at the top of the mountain is you. That your emanation goes that far is true. The idea that there are clouds at all is your creation. That's not your reality. It's your limitation. You know, they put those things on the horses so that they don't get distracted by things. Those were put on. Those were put on. You have put on blinders to your greatness. And those blinders look like baggage and static and habits and fears. That's what they look like. That's what blinders look like on people. But the truth of the matter truly, truly, truly is that when those start to fall away, which of course they have been, for those that have been with us for a while, then the baggage and the static and the habits and the fears, those blinders fall away and the vista opens up, and then you have to double down. You have to really choose, as was explained. Sometimes people look for new blinders. Don't be one of those. That's already been learned and emanated. Be the one who says, I'm not going to look for more blinders. Instead, I'm going to look at the truth of this moment. And it could be, I feel overwhelmed. I feel too big. I feel too grand. I don't know how to be this person. I'm afraid. It brings up scary past life memories of the last time I stood out in the crowd and what happened to me. And all that stuff can be very, very loud. And what we say to you is, just because it's loud doesn't mean it's real, doesn't mean it's true, and doesn't mean it has to dictate your behavior. It just is loud. Okay, it's loud. Just like you turn down the TV when it's too loud, or the stereo. It's too loud, turn it down. I'm trying to hear somebody on the phone, or I'm trying to think. Right? You say, turn it down, it's too loud, I'm trying to think. Okay, so turn down the voice that says you can't be the big you. And think, or hear, or be in the insight about what the truth of you really is. You got to make the choice. No, that's one for sure nobody can make for you. We can't even reach in and turn that on you. No, nobody makes that choice for you. Nobody makes that choice for you. People will give you blinders and ask you to wear them. For sure. Well, that one's for sure true. But nobody can take away your blinders and keep them off of you. That one doesn't happen. And that would be if we could, do the wiggle the nose thing and give you ding with the magic wand. That would be the equivalent of taking away the blinders, giving you access to your soul's perspective, which is the full knowing of the greatness of you with unfettered access, they say, no blinders. Now, if that was possible, we would not be here because you would have needed us, because you would have figured it out 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. That ain't possible. It ain't work that way. You're humans. That's not the point. If you want unfettered access to your soul's perspective, you wouldn't have come to Earth in the first place, because you had it before you came to Earth. Well, why the hell are you here? You're here because you want unfettered access to your soul's perspective and a body. If you want both, you have to do the step-by-step process of climbing up that mountain. And that's what you're doing. So hi, that's what you're doing. So it's not, oh, I'm so small, I can't remember my soul's perspective, I don't hear my guides, I don't, I'm small, and that's proof that you're small, is that you don't hear your guides. No. It's evidence that you're human. And you're reacquiring that connection to your guide, to your soul, we like to call it. Lack of connection to the soul is not proof that no soul connection exists. Lack of connection to the soul is proof you are a human. Yay, you have proof you're a human. And that you exist eternally is not in question. Therefore, you know you exist as a soul. So now it's just plugging the two together. Okay, that's what we work on, plugging the two together. Ta-da! See how simple it is? All great truths are simple. Easy? We never promised you easy. You didn't come here for easy. You came here, as previously explained, for growth. Pretty straightforward in our book. You want to grow? You're in the right place. Elohim's got a plan. We all just help out with Elohim's plan. Now, Elohim doesn't think it's that way, but really that's the truth of it. Elohim thinks we came along to take what they were trying to do further. Yeah, well, only in the sense that the tide lifts the boat. The boat still has to do what the boat needs to do. It's Elohim's show. Don't be confused. And because it's Elohim's show, and because you're not confused, we better get the warrior in here so Elohim can have some time. Good night.